What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and I have no idea what you're going to be watching. Obviously, it's going to be something Battlefield 3, but I'm literally going to I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to play games afterwards and get footage for it, because I imagine I'm going to be here for a while. And again, before I get into it, I'm just going to say I'll probably be called. There's food on at the minute. We've got a barbecue going at the back. It's pretty good weather out. But I finally decided to sit down and do my opinions on Battlefield 4. And I'm going to be working off facts, just straight working off facts that we know. I'm actually on someone set up a thing on Reddit. I don't use Reddit much. I literally just Googled confirmed BF4 features. And there's this big gigantic list of stuff, somebody compiled everything that we know so far that's been confirmed. I'm basically just going to read through that and give my opinions on it. We could be here for a while, so grab yourself a nice cold drink and sit down and enjoy it. So, known general game info. Release date, October 29th. Fine. So that we assume that somewhere late October, early November. It's usually the case before Christmas, obviously. Possible PC beta date, September 29th. That's awesome. Obviously being a primarily PC gamer now. That's awesome. And then it's available for the PC, Xbox One, PS4, Xbox 360, and PS3. Do I agree with the whole putting it on the last gen consoles? No, I rather they focused all the energy on the PC and next gen consoles. Obviously, I'd rather they didn't even not to be for you guys that aren't getting the PS4 and Xbox One straight away. I want to play it on release date. That's obviously I understand that, but I do feel that it would have been. I still think, even though it's all next gen and all that, I still think they could have gotten even more out of it if they were focused on the purely next gen consoles and PC. But however, I'm sure it's going to be just as good. But anyway, we'll get into it. Or we'll continue on, should I say? 2 confirmed DLC expansions released early for Xbox One, should I say? My opinion on that, bullshit. I don't like it. Even when I was an Xbox guy, PS3, I believe, got the Battlefield DLCs early. That was annoying. That meant if you're a YouTuber and you're trying to do content for your channel, you're a week behind. You had no all PS3 YouTubers. They basically got a week's advantage, and they got a week's worth of subs and stuff like that. Not to sound like a sub whore or anything like that, but just saying it would be much more helpful and. I don't agree with staggered release dates and stuff like that for DLC, but I don't agree with that. But anyway, we'll continue on. DLC 1, China Rising. We know nothing about it really, so we'll just skip over that. I'm sure it'll be good. DLC 2, Second Assault. From what we know, 4 fan favorite maps from BF3. I don't like that because fan favorite means they're going by their data, which means you can guarantee it's pretty much just going to be Seine Crossing, Operation Metro. Let me see, what else? Probably, maybe something from, no, I was going to say something from Strike at Karkan or from Back to Karkan, but I can't imagine that they're going to do that 3 times. I can't believe I can't imagine that they're going to do the same kind of maps 3 times, so they might not go back to Karkan, but definitely Operation Metro and something like a Seine Crossing or Grand Bazaar, I'd imagine would be in there. Player count maximum player counts. PC, Xbox One and PS4, 64 players, so same as we have it now. And then the Xbox 360 and PS3 will be 24 players, as we know, same as we have now. So I'm not a big player count kind of guy. I don't even, if I can help it, I try to look for 32 players or less servers. I'm not a big player count guy, as I said. I just find it to be too clusterfucky. There's just people everywhere. Every corner you turn around, there's someone there. You don't get a chance to really settle in, really. Just in my opinion, from what I've played. And then I'll skip over, next thing is confirmed weapons. So I'm gonna just go over in general. I'm not gonna list every single weapon and say what I think about it, but the M16A3 and the AEK and the M416 are still there, which is, people are going to see that as a bad thing and go, oh, the M16's back, it's going to be OP. No, they're going to rebalance them, in my opinion. So, the fact that the M16 and the AEK are in there, it's cool. It's I'm sure I'm going to enjoy using them weapons again. Excuse me, and the 416, of course. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy using them again, but it's going to be balanced completely differently. I don't think that the M16A3 is going to be what it was in BF3, the all-conquering new weapon, shall we say. Even though I have real difficulty with that term. Yes, it's a new weapon because it's more it's not overpowered, but it's the best of both worlds. But at the same time, it's not a new weapon. Sorry, going off topic. Anyway, yeah. So they're the assault rifles that are confirmed, along with some new ones. And obviously, it's great to see some new assault rifles being put in. Carbines, the M4A1 is back, and the AK5C, all well and good. Sniper rifles, Steyr Scout Elite. I seen that. I googled that actually, and that's a gorgeous looking weapon. Really, really good looking weapon. So I look forward to using that. QBU-88, the semi-automatic rifle, that's back again. Look forward to using that. Didn't use it a whole lot in BF3, but it's a good enough weapon. SV98 again, kind of underused. I didn't really use it a whole lot. I'd rather, like, for bolt action rifles, I'd rather either run around like a COD player, quick scoping and no scoping a lot. I'd rather use something like an M40A5, and then for like bolt action, like proper sniping, I'd rather use something like an M98B. So SV98, we'll have to see how it goes. And then the Keltec RFB, I don't know what that is, so we'll see how that goes. LMGs, I don't there's three here. The MK46 Mod 0, don't recognize the name. Ultimax 100, don't recognize the name. And the QJY88, don't recognize the name. So we could be seeing some all new weapons in the LMG class, so that's pretty cool. Just realised I said I wasn't going to go into all the weapons, so I'm going into them, but I'm not going in depth. So we'll go with that. So submachine gun / PDWs, CZ3A1, never heard of it. We'll see. P90, love that weapon in BF3. Close quarter, I've got fond memories of playing on the close quarters DLCs with P90s and just hip firing for days. That's all well and good. U100 M5K. I'm assuming that's like a Chinese modified version of the M5K from Battlefield 3, which is of course just a modified version of the MP5. So, it's not the exact MP5. Yeah, so that's all well and good. Again, look forward to it. Pistols, yeah, just pistols. M9A1, QSZ92, and the MP412 Rex is back. So all well and good. Shotguns, don't care. Saiga 12 is back. N26 Mass is back. Don't care about shotguns at all. Other weaponry, excuse me. That's interesting. The Milkor MGL Mark 1S. So that's something I've never heard of. Assuming it's like a rocket launcher. M320 is back. RPG is back. FIM, the Stinger is back. XM25 CDTE, never heard of it. SRAW, assume that's just a small or something close enough. Again, all well and good. C4, obviously, now in the recon class, but I'm sure we'll touch on that. Grenades, the M67. Normal thrown frag grenade. M34WP, smoke grenade. You can actually throw smoke grenades now, which is kind of cool from what I'm reading here. It's an incendiary grenade which explodes with a cloud of fire, damaging any targets in the. So it's what looks. Oh, did I see them? Yeah, so it's like a smoke grenade, but it also damages. But I'm sure it's not lethal. Like it says here, the next line is this is a non-lethal stun grenade. So that's fair enough. It's a kind of a smoke grenade that stuns people. Or a stun grenade, if you will, but I'm sure it puffs off a cloud of smoke. So, and then the motion sensor ball, the Pokeballs are back. The MTN55, the Pokeballs are back. Whoop whoop whoop. Bad Company 2 players, I'm sure will have fond memories of the Pokeballs. It was a really good way of finding it. It's kind of equivalent to the crossbows, scan arrows, except rather than having that big drop distance and having it only do 10 meters, I'm sure it'll work a bit it'll have a bit of a bigger radius of effect or whatever. So up next, the bladed / melee weaponry. M9 bayonet uses a knife not mounted on weapons. So basically your knife now, or your ACB90, looks like it's going to be called the M9 bayonet. Possibly. Again, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what it says here. And then the improvised shank type weapon. I'm curious about that because it says I think from the weapon, or from the description on the alpha trailers and the stuff that we've seen at E3, it says it's a more effective weapon for taking down people. But I don't know how you can be more effective than the knife. Is it purely swipe, or do you do the same knife in animation? We'll have to wait and see, I suppose, but that's definitely interesting. Other items confirmed. Premium add-on confirmed. Shocking! We knew that was going to be the case. They're obviously going to be adding in a premium option. VoIP for PC. Not a big deal to me. Makes no difference. Obviously, if you don't want to, if you're talking with strangers, it's helpful. But I personally prefer to play with friends and talk on Skype as it is nowadays, or back on Xbox, talk over Xbox Live in a party. So the VoIP doesn't really make a big difference to me. Battle packs, I made a whole video about that, but I'll just read out here because my video wasn't 100% accurate. I do still stand by the fact that you can probably buy them with real money, or like I know now I know I didn't mention it in the video, but now through the course of their multiplayer career, players will receive battle packs containing random combinations of new camos, dog tags, knives, XP boosts, and gun attachments. These items are designed to add customization options while not being game changing. So more or less what I had in mind, except in my video I kind of made it. I made the point that they were kind of only going to be like it was in FIFA, where you could only buy them or you could only get them if you played so much in-game time and earned in-game credits or whatever like that. That's the way you do it in FIFA. That's the way I took it, but obviously now it says through the course of their multiplayer career, players will receive battle packs. So maybe as you level up, you get them. However. And then next point is motion sensor balls for recon. So we touched on that. That's awesome. C4 for recon class. Again, they're going back to kind of Bad Company style. Again, I keep getting messages now, and my C4 for recon glitch video has received a thumbs down or two, like from people that were like, "Oh, you're noob, you didn't even look at this." But that video was before. It was after we knew it, obviously, because I couldn't make the video without knowing it. But it was before. It was made before it was confirmed, so it is confirmed now. C4 is in the recon class, and it can now be thrown, although at a limited distance. It can be thrown now rather than having to physically place it on a tank or something like that. So that's kind of cool. Customizable secondary weapons. That's really cool because really the only customizations were like the M911 S-TAC, where that came out towards the very end of the game. It was a DICE member exclusive weapon. And then you had your MP443 silence, your MP443 with a flashlight. They were the only two, and they came pre-built. You couldn't customize them. So now the fact that you can customize them, that's awesome. Suppressing a recon only possible by support class. So that is awesome. So for any of you that are playing BF3 now, which I assume is probably all of you that are watching this video, if you've ever played recon, you know how badly suppression affects them. Like if you could be standing within like stabbing distance of someone and fire a scoped shot with your rifle, with your sniper rifle, and it will miss because you're suppressed. Like, you could be standing within touching distance and it will miss because suppression will just throw the bullet wherever it decides to. So, the fact that suppressing a recon is only possible by support class, that's awesome. Moving on. 5-person squads. An extra person, many people make a big deal out of this. I personally don't think an extra person is gonna be a big deal per se. It's handy, yeah, it gives you more places to spawn, okay, fair enough. But it's not a massive big deal, so we'll go on. This is a cool one. 2 types of med packs. A smaller one which can be tossed to a trapped teammate or stuck onto a passerby. Wait, there's no that sentence doesn't continue. Okay, so but I've read about this. I know about this. 2 types. So the smaller one can be tossed or thrown, and then the other one I think is like a normal one. Or there's rumors that you only get 1 per squad or something along those lines. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But the big one is like. I imagine the smaller one. Excuse me again. I imagine the smaller one is going to be what would you call it? Like it would revive or would heal the person that you throw it at a slower rate. Whereas now these numbers are off the top of my head. So say for example, now you throw a meld pack. I was going to say a health and a med pack. Say for example, you throw a med pack down and you and your teammates get healed from say 50% to 100%. In 5 seconds, I imagine the smaller one is going to heal you from 50 to 100 in half that time. Like the smaller one will take longer to heal. That's my thoughts on it. I obviously don't know. I haven't seen it in action, but that's my idea. Levolution of buildings is not scripted. It requires team effort. Really like that. A lot of people when the first multiplayer trailer came out at E3. A lot of people were like, oh, look at this big quick time sequence of the building coming down. It's all scripted, blah, blah, blah. No, it's come out with, we know now that you actually do have to physically knock down 4 pillars at the ground floor of the skyscraper on at least the Siege of Shanghai map, whatever it's called. That's a good thing in my opinion. Like, I like the fact that it's not just, like the tower thing on Caspian Border where it just comes down when there's, I think it's 15 tickets. When there's 15 tickets left, it just falls. Yeah, it's still awesome. It's still cool. While it doesn't change the gameplay in any big way, now it's going to be Levolution as they're calling it. Like, it's not just going to fall and then it looks awesome and then we continue on fighting over it. like fighting over everything else. Now it's going to fall and create a new playing area on the map, and it's all going to be player driven. If you don't knock down that building, it doesn't change. You don't get that that I keep forgetting the name of it, like that ground floor destruction area to fight in. So that'd be interesting to see whether it becomes a big thing. Like, are you going to focus like specific sections of your squad or team? Say you're commander mode. Are you going to direct your team? Take down the building now. Take down C now. They have it. They're draining our tickets. Take it down now. We need to fight on a more even playing field. That kind of thing. You know that kind of way? 64 players on all platforms. I don't know why it says that, because we know that for Xbox and PS3 it's only 24 still, so it's 64 players on all next gen platforms, 66 players counting the commanders for both teams. So you have your 32 versus 32 and each team has a commander, so it's not like you've got 31 and 31 on a commander. You still got your full 32 players each, which is good. Spectator mode confirmed. I've seen that. Confirmed for next gen consoles, at least. I don't know any more about that. That's all this sentence says, is spectator mode confirmed for next gen consoles. Fine. Spectator mode looks cool. I don't imagine I'll use it too much. Maybe, no, I can't really picture a scenario where I'll particularly use it. But obviously for competitions and competitive gameplay and people that make them really good movies and videos and stuff like that, where it's they need all that awesome scenes and stuff like that. That's going to be awesome for them. Just going to take a drink here. Excuse me. Flashbangs, yeah, we touched on that already. Flashbangs, that's going to be awesome. It's something that I felt Battlefield has been needing for a while, actually. They are annoying to get flashed by in a game like Call of Duty. You don't like having that 1 or 2 seconds of pure white screen that you get where you're completely out of action, basically. Like, when you get flashed, you are completely out of action. Hopefully they won't do it to that extent, where they make it completely white screen. Hopefully you'll still be able to see something and get some kind of gist of where the threat is coming from. But I think it's a really good addition. And then incendiary grenades, where those, I've seen them in the E3 footage. I'm sure most of you probably have as well. But they look to be. I can't touch on that too much because I really don't know much about it other than to describe what I've seen, which is it puts out a big cloud of smoke, and it's. I'll move on because I don't really know how to explain it. Weapons, in brackets, pistols, can now be fired while swimming. Awesome. You have no idea, it's really frustrating to fall into water accidentally in BF3 and then get shot because you can't swim underwater and you can't shoot back. So the fact that you can pull out your pistol now and at least somewhat defend yourself, you'll probably still get killed, because if there's someone still up on land who can rain down fire with their assault rifle or whatever gun that they have, and you're stuck with a pistol, there's still a big chance that you'll probably get killed. But at least now you can fire back and see how you get on. This next one is actually something that I noticed before I read this. I actually noticed this in the gameplay, and nobody seems to be touching on this at all. A kill assists of 90 plus now counts as kills. That is awesome. It says, for continuing on, possibly counting as kills for both players, also possibly on kill assists above 50. So we don't really know how it's working, but how frustrating is it to get a kill assist 100, or a kill assist 99, or even a kill assist 75, where you know that one more of your bullets will have killed the guy, but you missed, or he ran around the corner and you couldn't fire at him anymore, and then one of your teammates gets the kill. It's insanely infuriating. Now, if you do more than 90 damage, or possibly more than even 50 damage, maybe you will both get the kill. I don't think that's going to be the case, because they can't just give, they can't give 2 kills. I don't, in my head, that they can't give 2 guys killed for killing 1 person. That's not fair, to be honest. But definitely, I wouldn't say 50, and I wouldn't say 90. I would say in the middle. I'd say kill assists above 75 should definitely count as a kill for you. I'm trying to think about it. Maybe not towards the ticket count, but you should definitely get the kill. You should get the kill assist counts as a kill, and that's what it comes up as on the screen. Kill assist counts as a kill. Angle grip, better initial recoil. Next one. Sorry, I moved on there. Angle grip, better initial recoil. Vertical grip / foregrip is better movement while aiming. So angle grip and the foregrip like we have now, they're going to do 2 different things, which is kind of cool. The angle grip, as it says, better initial recoil. So if you've got a weapon that's first shot recoil, if you're into the stats and stuff like that, is crazy, and it bounces up and then you have to try and contain it for the rest of your fire, stick on an angle grip. Whereas if you want to put, if you want to be, say, and this makes more sense to me, in my opinion, this makes more sense than the way they have it in BF3. The foregrip that we have now, better movement while, it says aiming here, but I believe they mean while, better movement while aiming. Okay, so they phrased that wrong. It's better hip fire aim while sprinting, or like while moving. So say you're coming at a guy like Terminator and you're just like blah 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 blah. Rather than aiming down the sides and rather than standing completely still, use a foregrip and you'll be able to, like, say, imagine a foregrip on something like an MP7 or a P90. You know the way you kind of, you're like most of the game, if you use one of those weapons, you run around hip firing. While they have amazing hip fire, stick on a foregrip. And if the foregrip in BF4 was to do what it does in BF3, it would increase that hip fire accuracy and stuff like that even more. So I hope you get what I mean there. I realise it's kind of confusing, but anyway, we'll move on. Ability to click on a base on the map to spawn there. That's kind of cool. That's the first I've heard of that. That's not hugely big, like not a big deal because it's in the list anyway, so I'm sure like it's not a big deal, like it's not going to change much between clicking on the list and clicking on the actual physical map that you're looking at itself, but it is cool. Treaty infections, US, Russia and China, I think we already knew about that. We'll move on from there. You can shoot fire extinguishers to get a smoke screen. Wow, I did not know that. That is epic. I knew that there was interactivity with fire extinguishers, I believe. I think I read that before somewhere. But to get a smoke screen, that's actually really clever. Pick up a fire extinguisher. I'm sure they're strategically placed around the map and stuff. Pick up a fire extinguisher, fire off a bit, and I'm sure it's got like a limited use or with that. And then you can create a smoke screen and get through like I'm imagining it in like inside a building, obviously, where a fire extinguisher would be. Like say, so for a siege of Shanghai, like say on the ground floor when you're trying to get to the elevator, but it's kind of covered. Pick up one of the fire extinguishers, put a smoke screen down, jump in the lift, and be gone up to the sea flag with you. That's awesome. That's really cool, actually. Sprint, swimming, and ability to dive underwater for stealth. That goes back to the point about when you fall into the water in BF3, you're just a sitting duck waiting to be killed. So that's really good. To be able to sprint, swim to get away faster, and to be able to dive under the water, that should be pretty interesting. I'm sure they'll have some fish that move out of your way. I won't say any more, but I'm sure they'll manage to work in some kind of AI to get the fish to move out of your way. And if you don't, well, damn, we're just not on their level, guys. Sorry. Alright, next one. Dynamic environment. And there's a lot of these guys, so please stick with it, I realise. But I haven't touched on most of these at all. I haven't done any kind of BF4 topic, so this is everything in one go. So I hope you stick with it throughout the whole video. But anyway, moving on. Dynamic environment. Area will remain dusty, cloudy after heavy damage or demolition of a building. That is pretty... It's good and like it's helpful, but like when I was watching the live streams and stuff like that, it was kind of annoying because imagine if you were like flying a chopper and then all of a sudden you couldn't see anything. Like you can only see a certain distance in front of you with all the smoke and the debris and the dust and the little artifacts that are flying around, pieces of paper and rock or whatever like that. That's sorry, just taking a drink again. It's going to be kind of annoying for pilots, but I think that's kind of the whole point. So then again, it's seen both sides of the point, I suppose, that you have to do. Addition of side sights, side-mounted iron sights to primary guns for close quarters combat. What was that word? Combat. Don't go with the dirty joke that you're probably thinking of. Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh, when I was laughing that time, I swallowed my spit the wrong way. Okay, I'm okay. Sorry guys. Sorry, start that again. Addition of side sights, side-mounted iron sights to primary guns for closed, it says closed quarter. I think that's what threw me. Closed quarter combat. Close quarter combat. Will not distort field of view. Okay, that's all well and good. We already knew about these. These were in the first single-player trailer where he flicks his gun 45 degrees and he's got his iron sights there. Cannot imagine I'm ever going to waste a slot on those because, I mean, come on, iron sights. Like, really? Like, unless you've got a sniper and you can, like, put your iron sights off to the side, maybe something like that. But, I can't imagine that I'll be I'm sure there'll be something more useful that can go in that slot for me. And anyway, addition of working elevators. That's an interesting point. I don't know why that was included, but it's cool. And obviously, like, you can't obviously get to the top floor of the C flag on the skyscraper of Siege of Shanghai without the working elevators. But it's not really anything impressive. You just kind of sit there and listen to elevator music. Side note, the ding that you hear when you get off the elevator, I read on Twitter from one of the DICE developers, is actually the ding from the elevator in the DICE offices over in Sweden. That is cool. I like little tidbits of information like that. I'm kind of weird like that. That's a cool little touch. Like, so when we get off that elevator and we hear the little ding when the doors open, that's actually the DICE office elevator. So it's kind of cool. Moving on. Addition of deployable roadblocks for stopping road traffic. Again, did not know that. Don't know how that's going to work per se. I imagine there's like a load of stuff that you can... What? Deployable roadblocks? Like, I know obviously in Aftermath we had roadblocks, but they were already there. How would you physically deploy them? Like, that should be interesting. I don't know. I don't have much to say on that because I don't know how that will work. But however, perk bar reset on squad wipe. Okay, that's cool. So I'm sure it's going to mention it further down on this list. But you know, the perk bar system now, you don't pick squad perks. You actually have to work as a squad and get assists and spot and. I'd imagine like squad repairs and squad revives and squad heals and stuff like that. They're gonna all work towards your squad specializations, which is cool. Oh, excuse me. The perk bar is gonna reset once you're all dead. So I imagine that would be kind of common sense, but it's cool. Like, it means that you can't just carry on. Like, so anyway, we'll go on. Tugs and SoFlam to return. Fair enough. No real big news there. I suppose it's good to see them back, but whatever. Coyote scope added. No idea what that is. I'm sure this is probably amazing, but I have no idea what a coyote scope is. So I think that might. Oh, I think that's that it's kind of square like a hollow sight, but it's thin like a cobra. I think that's what that is. Alright folks, sorry about that, I just got called, so I'm gonna leave that here, and I'm gonna run down and get me something to eat, as I said at the start, barbecue and all that. So I'm gonna run down and grab a burger or something like that, and I'll be right back to finish this off, so stick around, I'll be right back. Alright folks, I am back, apologies about that. So let's just continue on where we left off. So as I was saying, the attack boat pilot controls the tow missile and the main gun, as you'd kind of expect, and the attack boat side seaters control miniguns on either side, so that's well and good. I don't see anything too shocking about that. That's kind of basically the setup that you have in something like the helicopter, where you're the pilot and you control it, and you also fire the weapons and stuff like that. So, and then your gunner, obviously, he just sits and he controls the gun. So it's more or less the same as like the helicopters on water. So we'll move on from that. That's all well and good. I think I've said that's all well and good, and we'll move on from that. I think I've said that a little too much. So I'll try and cut down on it, but it's force of habit at this stage now. Moving on. Each boats feature 2 4-seat jet skis built into the rear. I'm almost certain that must be a typo. How can there be a 4-seat jet ski? Like, how long must that jet ski be? I imagine they meant 2-seat jet skis, but I don't know. I haven't seen much of them, and I can't, I'm not going to say they're wrong, but a 4-seat jet ski? Really? I don't know. If they do, and if that is the case, that's fair enough. I mean, I don't see why you'd need 2 4-seat jet skis, but however. Engineers can now have AT mines and repair torch equipped at the same time. That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's cool to have the option. I actually, in all my time on Battlefield 3, on PC and Xbox, I have, on PC, 0 minutes, or 0 hours and 0 seconds using the AT mines. And on Xbox, it has to be something similar. Like, I don't think I've used the AT mines for more than a couple of minutes overall. I can go and check it now, but I'm not sure. But I genuinely don't. I can't actually. No, I can't. I'm genuinely certain. I really don't think I've ever used AT mines. I know they're obviously very, very useful, but in my opinion, most tank drivers at this stage in the game are smart enough to like spot out mines and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously you're going to get the occasional kill, but I find the repair tool to be much more useful. So the fact that you can use them both now is that's going to be really handy. It might be a little overpowered in relation to tankers, because if you're in a tank and you've like no, No, sorry. The more I think about it, the more I think that's fair. Yeah, that's good. So we'll move on. Reloading magazines causes you to lose the remaining ammo inside it, possibly only in hardcore mode. Now, this is something that people make a big deal out of. Like, should magazines be like limited? Should you lose? What should you lose? As in real life, when you take out a magazine, should you lose whatever's left in there? I personally think not. I personally think that that's just like I myself waste through ammo fast enough as it is, without having that like kind of air quotes endless stream of ammo where I can just keep reloading after every shot. That's gonna mean that I'm running out of ammo. I'm running out of ammo every couple of minutes, and it's just like, well, we know what engineers are like. We know that the ammo isn't exactly something that's left lying around a whole lot. So I don't know. It's a good idea, and it's more like it's a good nod towards realism, obviously. But I just personally think that they should have left it the way it is. And then again, obviously, it says possibly only in hardcore mode. So if it is only in hardcore mode, then that's perfectly acceptable. Like if you want that kind of realism, go play hardcore mode. So we'll see how they work it. But if it is in core mode and you do like lose your ammo, whatever ammo's in your magazine. Not my personal favorite idea that they've come out with, but they could. It's not the best. Again, I'm for this whole idea if it's in only a hardcore mode. I'm against it if it's in both modes, and it's something that you can't if it's not an option. Callouts now reveal position of enemy, i.e., enemy machine gunner to the west. I thought that's what they were now. Like, I'm almost certain when I spot someone, it says sniper in your AO. Maybe the only difference is it's going to be like sniper to the west. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but if it's an improvement, I'm happy for it. Recorder for PS4 and Xbox One believed to be using console DVR. So, obviously, we've been calling for a long time now for Battle Recorder, and apparently it's going to be in there with the PS4 and Xbox One versions, and it's believed to be using, from what I'm reading here, like the built-in console DVR. Like, we know, I think it's fairly confirmed now that the PS4 has a built-in, like, DVR thing where it records your last 20 minutes of gameplay or something like that. So I imagine, it's probably going to use that, but, like, if the one for the PS4 only uses only records the last 20 minutes, it's not really a battle recorder then. Like, it's not recording the whole game. It's not like a Call of Duty's, what do they even call that thing? Theater mode thing, where it actually records the whole game. I know Call of Duty games rarely last more than 10 or 15 minutes at the very maximum. I can't even think of a Call of Duty game that I've seen recently that lasts more than 15 minutes. But, like Battlefield games, like a big, good, epic, grand, like 1,000 tickets game. If you stay in it for the whole thing, like for whatever reason, if you play an entire 1,000 ticket game, that's a good hour and 20 minute long worth of gaming. Like that's a long time. So if the built-in DVRs only record 20 minutes at a time, or like it only saves your last 20-minute time, or whatever way it works. Don't know. Not sure about that. We'll see how it works out anyway. Red dot and green dot type sights added to pistols. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, like the what's it called, the 1911 S-Tac thing that we got in at the end of Battlefield 3 there, that had the red dot sight in it. So it's cool. That goes back into the thing that we were saying earlier on about attachments and stuff like that. The green dot, green laser sight added for improved stealth. Genuinely don't see how that is possible. Like, it's the same thing, it's just a different colour. Like, how is that improving your stealth? I don't get that one. But we shall wrap it up here, folks, because as I said, there is a lot to cover. That was literally only the first part. That was known general game info, confirmed weapons so far, and other items confirmed. So I'm gonna wrap it up that because I believe from what Audacity has shown me, I've been going for a good 40 minutes or so now. And God forbid if I ever have to go and play 40 minutes now, or God forgive me, no, that's not the phrase that I'm looking for. Either way, I'm going to have to go and play 40 minutes worth of footage to put behind this, so that's not something I'm looking forward to. I really don't want to play the big game modes, I can't stress it enough. So tired of Battlefield 3's big game modes right now. But sure, however, if that's the case, that's the case. I'll go and do it. But up next, in the next episode, you're going to hear about confirmed vehicles and vehicle info, known built-in administration features, commander mode, known changes to animation and mechanics, and known fixes from BF3. Like, there's a couple of them. Known fixes from BF3, player improvements, changes listed by class. There's a lot, basically, and then there's like 3 more sections, so I might break it up into another 2 parts, but we'll see. But for now, that's part 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.